Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks. Trading options is about to get even crazier with the uncertainty in the market in 2026. And I'm seeing way too many people jumping in without asking the right questions first. Today in this video, I want to give you 6 questions that will literally be the difference between building your accounts or becoming another statistic. So stay with me because question number 4 is the one that catches everybody off guard. Question number 1, can you survive losing 100% of this money? I know that this isn't the most exciting place to start the video, but this is where real traders separate themselves from gamblers. Before you even look at an option chain, ask yourself, if this money completely disappeared tomorrow, would I still be okay? This is what I want you to understand. Options can and do expire worthless. It's not an if or maybe. It literally happens every single week to thousands of different contracts. I know you've heard that crazy statistic, 90% of options expire worthless, and that's not 100% true. The real CBOE data shows that only 30 to 35% of options actually expire worthless. A majority of them, about 55 to 60%, are closed out before expiration by traders who are either taking profits or cutting their losses. And then about 10% of option contracts actually get exercised. And so that means that the people are buying the 100 shares of stock. But if you're trading short-term options, you should never look to hold an option to expiration unless you want to buy those 100 shares. It's kind of like staying at a party all the way up until they start kicking people out. Options can lose 100% of their value just because they ran out of time, even if the company is perfectly healthy. With stock shares, theoretically, you would only lose everything if the company goes bankrupt. So there's a big difference there. The key takeaway is start with your learning money. And this is money that isn't going to affect your bills or your peace of mind if it's gone. Of course, you don't want it to be gone, but you're not being conservative, you're being strategic. Every successful trader started exactly this way. You have complete control over this decision. So just start small and build your confidence and become an active position manager. Question number 2, piggybacking off of the first question, do you know why options expire worthless? Let's get into something that really confused me when I started trading. Why do options lose value even when I'm doing everything right? And this is what I wish that somebody explained to me from day one. Option prices are constantly fluctuating based on multiple different factors happening all at once. Okay, so it's not just about whether or not the stock goes up or down. There's a whole recipe of ingredients that determine what your option is worth at any given time. Just look at this SPY call for example. The stock price didn't move for 3 straight days, but watch what happens to the options value. On day 1, it's $1.50. On day 2, it drops to $1.20. And on day 3, it's down to 95 cents. So the stock stayed completely flat, but the option kept losing value. Why? Because multiple pricing factors were working behind the scenes. You can think about option pricing like a dashboard with several different gauges, and each one affects your options value in real time. Some of them work for you, some of them work against you, but understanding this gives you so much power as a trader. So your option price fluctuates every second based on these different factors. So you can start by understanding delta and theta. First, delta shows you how your option moves with the stock, and theta shows you how much money essentially you're spending per day to keep this contract open. It's draining your options value every single day like a slow leak that you can't plug. And so as you start to get more comfortable, you can learn how the other variables impact your trades. So you're not at mercy of these random forces, but you're learning to read the market's language. Question number 3, what's your exit strategy before you buy? A lot of new traders will buy an option and then figure out what to do next as the trade plays out. But you have the power to be different. So something that successful systematic traders do, they decide on two numbers before they ever click buy: their profit target and their stop loss. Write them down, put them in your trading journal. For example, I bought this Apple call at $3.20. Before I bought it, I already knew that I was looking to take profits at $4.80. So that's about a 50% gain. And I was going to cut my losses at $2.40. That's a 25% loss. No emotion, no second guessing, just following my plan. So when you don't plan your exit, there's two things that are likely to happen. One, you're gonna watch your winning trades turn into losses because you got greedy, or you panic sell at the worst possible moment because fear took over. But again, you have the power to choose a different path. Taking profits is one thing, but for this video, let's just focus on what's really going to protect your trading account, and that's your stop loss strategy. Believe me. Okay, so this is your safety net, and getting this right can make or break your confidence as a trader. Speaking of stop losses, I just posted a video breaking down 3 different techniques that you can use to set your stop losses for your trades. Okay, so each one of these methods works differently for different market conditions. We walked through exactly when to use each one. Make sure you go and check that out right after this video. It's the perfect complement to what we're talking about here. Question number 4, can you explain IV crush? Picture this. I was trading Nvidia around earnings. The earnings call happened. The stock went up about $30. Okay, and it was still climbing when the market opened up the next day. And I checked my account. My option contracts were in the red, the negative. And so I'm literally sitting there looking at my screen. How is this happening? What is going on here? This is called IV crush. And IV stands for implied volatility. You can think about that like the market's excitement level. So before big events happen like earnings, everyone is getting hyped up and the options become more expensive, because a lot of times you'll see the implied volatility is maybe over 100%. The most I've ever seen IV around earnings, I think it was 300%. After the event happens, the excitement dies down fast. Netflix was at $400. I bought a $410 calls for $8.50. And they had a few days until expiration, thinking that the earnings would send it higher. The stock jumped to $415. So I called the direction perfectly, but my calls were now worth $6.20. So I was right, and I still lost money. And so that drop in excitement from 300% IV to 35% overnight ate my profits alive. Here's how you can protect yourself in this situation. First of all, think about the option trading strategies that you're using around earnings. If you're planning to just buy straight calls and puts, maybe consider taking positions for options in other stocks that are parallel or aligned to them. So something in the same sector, you know, something that may get affected by that earnings move without having that crazy IV crush working against you. Those different option trading strategies. You can think about things like credit spreads or iron condors, where that implied volatility crush actually works in your favor. You're just looking for the stock price to be at a certain position. So it's not as directional. You don't have to master everything all at once. Just start by understanding how implied volatility affects your basic trades. Then gradually start to explore these other different strategies as you build your confidence. Question number 5, are you position sizing to survive? So I want to share something that I learned from the New Market Wizards. This comes from dozens of incredibly successful traders who all highlighted 2 crucial ways that you can become a better trader. One is to have an edge in the market. Know your edge, work your edge. And 2 is to position size correctly. And so we're going to focus on the second one because it is completely within your control. Let's do some math. Okay, so let's say you risk 20% of your account on every single trade, which seems pretty reasonable, right? Let's see what happens when you have 5 losses in a row. I don't care who you are going to have losing streaks in the market. Let's say you start with $10,000. After your first loss, you're down to $8,000. After loss number 2, $6,400. After 3 losses, we're down to $5,000. After 4 losses, $4,000. And after 5 losses, we only have $3,277 left. So you just lost almost 70% 2% of your entire portfolio. Now let's look at the 1% rule, which everybody recommends, 1 to 2%. So if you're risking 1% of your account per trade, starting with $10,000, after 5 losses, you'll have $9,510. Okay, so you see the difference? You're still in the game. You still have confidence. You still have capital to keep learning and growing. All right, question number 6. Why options over stocks? Why are you even considering options instead of just buying stock shares? Options give you leverage. You can control $10,000 worth of stock movement with just $200. And I know that sounds amazing, right? But leverage amplifies everything, gains and losses. So it's not magic, it's just math. Look at Tesla moving from $200 to $220 per share. That's a good 10%. With 100 shares of stock, that would be $2,000 in profit. But if you had 10 call contracts on Tesla, then that could be $5,000 easy. But remember, you could have also lost everything with that time decay. Options are going to be your best friend when you have little capital, but you have a strong conviction on the direction that you want to hedge, either positions that you already have in the stock or just a hedge, or you're using income strategies. But options are absolutely wrong for building your long-term retirement wealth. So they're not a set it and forget it type of investment. Unless you're doing leap options, that's a little bit different because you still want to have a strategy with that. You have everything you need to succeed. Go practice with some small positions, be patient with yourself, and remember, every expert was once a beginner who chose to keep learning. If you like this video, please make sure you click that thumbs up button for me. It really helps the channel. Also subscribe and click that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video for you guys. All right, and I'll catch you on the next one.